And this is a parade apparently in Grand Rapids of the Knights Templar. And the Knights Templar was a lodge organization, the highest group you could reach if you belonged to the Masonic Lodge. I don't hear much about that lodge anymore. Some of it is still certainly active because the Shriners, who have hospitals for children across the country, are in charge of our Masons also. But you don't hear of it as much as you once did. Belonging to a lodge was once very important for men. I don't know anybody that does anymore. Do you?
Yeah, the guy that I have looking at my project at work is a Mason. Several people work on it.
Any Knights of Columbus?
Don't know what they
The Knights of Columbus are the organization that was most like the Masons, only they were Catholic. And no Catholic belonged to the Masons, and no Mason belonged to the Knights of Columbus. This was a very beautiful parade. I wish I remembered when exactly it was.
Yeah,
That was a good formation. They were marching beautifully.
They used to have a big church service at our church, too.
This is the Sault Locks in Michigan.
Connecting
Sault St Marie and...
Superior and Huron.
Oh yes, Lake Superior and Lake Huron. We had a unique situation in Michigan. Lake St. Clair and Lake Huron on the east side of the state, Lake Superior on the north part of the state, Lake Michigan on the west part of the state. All three of the Great Lakes bordered our state. And each was very distinctively different from the other. Bob is planting a little garden in this picture. In a minute you'll see him put something in the holes he's dug, probably tulip bulbs, and then he'll water it.
Still in Colrain.
Still in Colrain.
So it has to be 38 or
39, I think, maybe. There he is, watering his garden. Here's Bob coming home from school, and here he is learning to skate. I like this picture of him learning to skate, because that's quite a trick. Get up on skates. This is when we moved to South Otillia. The lawns were not in, was not very well settled yet. Here's Alan concocting some mischief. And as usual, he has a bandage on his head. He's always bumping his head. One time Alan came in and got a package of eggs, and he went out on the side of the house and smashed eggs on the neighbor's driveway. They made him scrub it off.
There's a picture of that around somewhere.
Is there really? There he is with a football. Always loved football and baseball.
Turn this off kicker.
Yeah, pretty good. And here we are at Christmas. I think you'll in a minute see a little wind-up train, and Alan had a hobby horse, and I don't know what else under that tree. I think the pajamas are a little bit big, buddy. There's the hobby horse. Over on the other side, Bob's playing with a wind-up train. There's Bob with the wind-up.
Oh, that's a cowboy.
Mm-hmm. Dr. Denton pajamas. They were used for children for many years. I don't know whether they're still around or not. And this was trying to get the backyard in some kind of shape to plant it. And garden. Eventually, it had a perfectly beautiful garden. That's how new that street was. Bob, do you remember the tricycle that you took apart and couldn't put back together? Oh dear. This was a side terrace off the dining room of that house. Eventually, we built a garage there. It had an attached garage later on.
See the little window down at the bottom?
Mhm.
The coal man came and filled that up with coal, and that's what we used to heat the house.
And here's Alan tied up because he ran away. The dog was Buffy. She was a Cocker Spaniel, quite a nice Cocker Spaniel, very beautiful honey-colored one. But she was very dumb. We could not teach her anything. It was not a very satisfactory pet because you couldn't teach her anything. Oh, he can't believe he's crying because he didn't mind it at all. Buffy thought it was fun.
That's you.
No, I guess it's me.
We're at the lake somewhere.
Overalls. Oh, this is where you were. Bob was the horse, and he was attached to the shovel, which was supposed to dig a basement.
Yeah, it didn't look very much like a big scoop job.
It was a new neighborhood, and all the houses were in the process of being built while we lived there. It became settled after a while, but it was, I suppose, 8 or 10 years before the neighborhood was settled in. It was evidently empty, because I don't think we could have pushed it if it had been full. Playing with his little toy.
Buses. Those are Greyhound type buses. You know, the hood out in front.